Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel Moxie DIY in Java. I'm Michelle. Today's video is the Fall Light Academia playlist, and I hope that you will grab your cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and join me. To start this DIY, we're going to use 2 packs of these rulers, and we're going to cut each of the rulers to 5 3/4 inches. Now you can either measure or you can do what I do and just copy. So these little plastic tabs pull off super easy, and I'm just going to use my miter shears. It probably would have been better to use something else, but they worked. Now that I have these cut, I'm going to sand down all the rough edges and also round off the corners. Now we're going to use the silver tray from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to make shelves on this. But to make it a little bit more sturdy, we're going to use these popsicle sticks, and I'm going to space them between the decorated part of the platter. I found that a pencil leaves just enough of a mark for me to get my placement correct. Now when choosing the popsicle sticks, you want them to be as flat and straight on top as possible, because this is going to be your base for the shelf. So the straighter, the better. Now here, I'm just going to outline the popsicle sticks because there is a difference between where the top of the shelf will be and where the popsicle stick will be, just because of the width of the rulers. We've got our foundation, and now on to attach the shelves. Now, for video purposes, I'm using hot glue, but of course you should probably use a permanent hold. And what I'm showing here is that the ruler has a beveled edge and a flat edge. I'm going to use the beveled edge because I do have Scrabble tiles that I may want to use with this, not just the magnetic ones. And the beveled edge will help hold them in place. So now I've got it all painted white, and I'm going to use some sandpaper just to rough up the edges a little bit and show some of that decorative edge. You'll also notice that I added some beads to the fronts of the shelves, and I just used party beads and painted them white. They were originally blue, and that is why I'm using a silver marker here to just dab on a little bit on the fronts. And this is to make it look like I had sanded it and it was originally silver, and that silver is showing through just like the edge of the platter. And here it is, all finished. I'm going to use an easel to hold it up, and I will show you how I will decorate this. Now I got these particular tiles from the Dollar Tree. It was in the tween section. I grabbed 3 boxes just so I wouldn't have a shortage of letters. And they look to me like Scrabble tiles, but magnetic, which is why I chose to go with a metal platter. So here I'm just showing you that you can use it just for the letters, or you can use them as mini shelves. So you might be wondering, what in the world is Michelle going to make? What is a vintage frog? How is this going to be an amphibian? Well, frogs back in the early 19th century and Victorian times were used for floral arrangements, and they were placed in the bottom of a vase or urn or whatever. So when I saw this shampoo brush, I instantly thought vintage frog. So we're going to rough it up, and we're going to sand the back of it, and also all the little tines. We're going to get the sandpaper down in between each row, and then I'm going to paint it champagne bronze by Rust-Oleum. It's really pretty, and I lost my footage of me painting it, so I'm going to try to walk you through it. So we're going to use mint, brown, and black, and basically all we're going to do is layer the colors. So with the tines, I used the black paint first and then put on the brown and then lightly touched the tips with the mint. Then for the sides and the back of the frog, I used mint and then used a black and brown wash on it. I hope that makes sense, but this is how I would use it to style it. I would use it to hold either pictures or vintage postcards. Well, this is part of the Fall Light Academia playlist hosted by yours truly. And this is a really fun one. I mean, Light Academia is right up my alley. I love this style. I was an English major, I've mentioned this before, in college, and anything that has to do with studying and reading is my jam. And I hope that you will check out the playlist because we have a whole host of amazing creators, and I've seen some sneak peeks of their DIYs and you will be so impressed. So please go check that out and make sure that you tell them hi if you stop by their channels. To start this DIY, I pre-painted all of the frames white, and the reason I went with white is just because this is Light Academia and white just goes better with my decor. Now these are the frames that are glass on glass, and so it lends itself really nicely to this particular DIY. And I know butterflies aren't necessarily fall, but the colors of these particular butterfly stickers really reminded me of fall leaves. Now we're going to slightly put this together, and the reason why I'm doing this is because of placement. I want to make sure that the butterfly is in the middle of the glass and not off center or off kilter. And I'm just going to use double-sided tape for it, and it's going to be super easy and quick. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far on this video, and if you are, maybe consider subscribing to my channel or liking this video, or both. I usually put out DIYs that are easy on the budget and beautiful to the eye, and if you're already a part of the Moxie family, hello, I'm so incredibly thankful that you're here and that you are back watching my videos. Okay, we've got it on this one piece of glass. Now we're going to sandwich the glasses together. Here I'm just trying to make sure that both glass pieces are laying the same way inside the frame. So sometimes it just takes a little shimmy and a little shake and then you get it. My coffee this day was the Spring Blend by Starbucks. This is one of my favorites. I wish that I could get it year-round. It's so tasty. Anyway, I'm going to pair that with some blueberry cobbler creamer. I found that at Walmart and I was intrigued by the flavor, and it's actually really tasty. Now onto our final DIY. We're going to start by painting this globe standee. I'm making my own navy paint out of black and blue, and then we're also going to use brown on the stand part of the globe. Now, what is academia without a globe? So this is actually something that was featured in another playlist, and I will link that up above and down below. And this book was one that I made years ago. This was before I had a YouTube channel, and it was a literary pumpkin. So I'm going to create my own pumpkin color out of orange and brown, and I'm going to paint the edges of this book. Now, Artsy Maddie has a very good tutorial on how to make one of these, so I'm going to link her channel up above and down below, so be sure to check that out. so you can make your own literary pumpkin. Now that all my paint is dry, we're going to adhere the literary pumpkin to the globe. Now I'm going to make a concerted effort to get that stem in line with the tip of the stand of the globe, just so that way it creates a similar line. For some extra security, I'm also going to glue the stem to the top. Now, I'm just going to use the bow that I originally made with this book, just because the colors go with my style for fall, but you can use any fabric or ribbon that you want. I'm also going to use this really pretty cotton ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and on it, I just printed out on my printer, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers," and that is from Anne of Green Gables, and I thought this quote was perfect for this piece. While the Mod Podge is still wet, I'm going to attach it to the bow, and I'm going to create little hills and valleys, if you will, just to create some movement to this particular ribbon. Alright, we have reached the end of our video, and I would love to know which one of these is your favorite. It's really hard for me to pick because I honestly love all of them. The butterflies are already in the guest bathroom here in my home, and I can't wait to use the rest, so I don't know if I can pick a favorite, but I'd love to hear yours. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you watch it, and until I see you in the next one, take care.